Right.
Absolutely right. Now everybody does understand the difference between teaching and cueing. Those of you, the guys that are trying to be coaches, you have to understand the difference between teaching and cueing. Teaching happens while you're standing there talking to the guy without a bar on his back, without him doing any moving. All right? Teaching is explaining what you want. Teaching is making a case for the logic for what you're trying to get him to do. Teaching it starts with a procedure that has proven to work for the vast majority of people. And if that is not working for this individual client, then it is up to you as a coach to intelligently interpret what he is doing wrong as whatever misunderstanding he may have here about what you're trying to get him to do. You have to analyze that, and then you have to come up with a better explanation than what you have done before, because if what you have told him is not working, then your teaching must be modified.
Right.
And an experienced coach has a whole toolkit of things that can become alternate teaching progression for these things. We have one that works 90% of the time, okay? And that's what we're teaching in the seminar. But it only works 90% of the time, and 10% is a significant percentage of your client base. So you've got to learn how to do this. You've got to learn how to explain things differently. If the preferred explanation, the one that usually works, is not penetrating.
Yep.
And that's just what you do while you're standing there. Not everybody can do this.
Right.
Not everybody's capable of synthesizing a new explanation.
Yep.
But that's what teaching involves.
Right.
And then you put him back under the bar. Now we're cueing. We're reminding him, while he's doing the movement pattern, of what the teaching method wants, what the teaching method was designed to produce. We're doing that in real time as he's moving. That's cueing. Cueing and teaching are two different things.
Yep.
They're separate skills. Okay? There are people who can teach but can't cue. There are some people who can cue but can't really explain in detail what would fix the thing that they are seeing wrong. They're cueing, they're given the correct cue, but in the absence of an understanding in the client that is generated by correct teaching, the cue is not going to work. They're two separate things. They're two completely
separate
different
skills
skills
that a good coach integrates.
Both, yes.
It's the whole thing, understanding the model, and then being able to integrate it with your communication and your evaluation of what's going on. So, for example, you can get a person who has a lot of experience teaching and working on movement, a personal trainer, a martial arts coach or instructor, a tennis coach, whatever, somebody who's got a lot of experience looking at people move and making adjustments, whether they're right or wrong, right? So so that person arguably can cue fine, right? They can cue, they can instruct fine, but the integration of that with the proper model and a method is the difference, is the person that makes it actually well-rounded coach. And that's one of the things that is the thing that we're looking for when we're evaluating. Because you can get a personal trainer in that can teach and cue their thing just fine, but of those skills, the evaluation and communication side of it is the thing that takes the most work and effort and the most skill to get. And the way I always say this is the everybody, a large majority of the people out there who are on our Starting Strength forum, who are reading our books and watching our videos, they can teach these lifts. The teaching method is not hard. You can you can teach the lift to people, right, and be just fine. You could hand the teaching method to your average personal trainer who's worth even a little bit of a shit, and they can teach these squats. That doesn't mean that they can coach them, though.
No.
That doesn't mean that they can
90% of the time, the teaching method suffices.
Exactly.
To produce the right movement pattern. But We're not concerned with that.
Right.
We're concerned with you being able to solve
To
the
preserve the
problems
movement pattern.
in the other 10% that aren't going to get it. We're concerned with you being fast enough on your feet and quick enough with your eyeballs and ears and brain to modify that teaching when it's necessary.
Right.